Alright, some of you have asked me how you can label just a few streets for your bus stop map so that it's not overwhelming, and I'm going to show you how to do that. A couple different ways here. So you can see that I have on here the streets, the outline of Philadelphia, and the subway stations that I provided for you on Canvas. And I'm just going to zoom in because that's what you're going to have your layout look like. And we can pick the streets that are around the subway station to label them a couple different ways. So one would be to press this select button and select a segment. This is nice because we can select one segment and it's not the entire street. We can just click the segment, the line segment that's closest to the subway station. And then when it's selected, so it's a different color, usually yellow, you can right click on that layer and say export save selected features as. And we're going to say, I think that's Ogons, but I'm actually not sure. We're going to say one street segment 1. Street seg 1. We'll call it, and it will add the saved file to the map. So we're making a new shape file that is literally just that one little line, and you can see now it's in a different color. So I can go in here and say show labels, and then it will tell me it's Olney. Oh, sorry, Olney, not Ogons. Okay, and then let's say I want to also do the same thing here. I can click, wait, I have to make sure I click that. Oh, you have to make sure that you're, see how this is gray right here in my layers? Well, that means that that one is activated. So that's the only one that I would be able to select from right now. So I need to activate streets. That way I can come over here and select another line segment from streets. Okay? And I'll do the same thing. Right click on streets, export, save selected features as. Oh wait, I forgot to see what street that is. To see what street it is, I can press this I with a arrow, and then I can go ahead and I'll click on this one so I don't unselect it, and it'll tell me about it. Oh, it's Broad Street. Okay, perfect. So now I'll go in here and say save selected features as, and we're going to call it street seg 2, and I can call it broad. Okay, and then I'm going to go in here and just turn on that label. So now I have, okay, this is still, see the yellow behind here? It's hard to tell, but it's still selected. So if I were to turn this off, you would see that's still yellow, and that can make other things act funny later. So we're going to make sure we press this button to unselect it, and then we can go ahead. Oops, that's what it looks like if I take those streets away. Check that out. But that doesn't, I think having other streets around is still important for like a frame of reference. Okay. Oh no. Now it's on select. Oh, it's on identify still. Go back to this hand. Okay, so that's how you can, one way that you can just label a couple streets, and it's honestly probably the easiest way. So maybe I'll just stop there. No, I'll show you one more way, but if you like this, you don't have to watch the rest of this video. So I showed a couple of you during class. I can click here, open the attribute table. Say you don't know, you know what street you want, but you don't know how to find it on the map. You can do this expression, so the E with a little square, and you're going to go into fields and values, street name, double click it so it shows up here, and you're writing an expression here. Equals, and you can get all the unique values and say, let's say we want Ogons, because we don't have that. How do I spell Ogons? Here it is, O-G-O. Okay, so say we want that, and we're going to select the features and close. Looks like nothing happened here, but that's because we have so many streets. So if I click here and say show selected features, I actually have a lot selected. All of these line segments are part of Ogonce Ave. So I can go ahead and close it while these are selected, while they're blue. And then you're going to see, oh look, this whole line shows up, okay? All the way up Ogonce Ave. So here, I can do the same thing, right click, go to export, save selected features as OGO, Ogonce, okay? And save that out. So now, and then I'm going to clear my selection. Okay, so now this is a separate shapefile as well. And I can turn on labels, but you'll see when I do it that way, it's labeling every line segment. So maybe I want that, maybe it's overwhelming. It kind of depends what you want. Like how far you're zoomed in. Oh, it's interesting. Oh, it does, yeah, so it's going to label every single block, which if you just turn on labeling on your whole streets file, it labels every block, which is overwhelming for the viewer. Okay, so that's why I'm showing you how to select out certain streets so you can be selective about what you're gonna show. Okay, I think that I'm gonna stop there because those are two good ways. I'll just mention that the last way, if you really don't like doing it in here, let me turn off the labels from that. That's ridiculous. I can turn that one back on. I don't mind that. The last way would be to get into your layout view. This is kind of the cheater way, but hey, if it looks good, then it doesn't really matter how you got there. You can go into, when you're making your layout, and you know how you add text to add a title, you could add text and just like carefully place it where you want the label to be, so that it shows up on your map. Alright, I'm done with this one.